Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the meditation. Let us start as usual, by looking at our meditation posture. Ideally, we sit on the floor in the full lotus posture. This might be a little bit difficult. You can sit simply cross-legged or um, in half lotus, or even Burmese style with one leg in front of the other. Just make sure you're comfortable, you're not pushing your body. The most important thing is for your body to be upright, for your back to be straight, for your spine to be aligned. If it is difficult for you to sit on the floor, you can also sit on a chair, but then just make sure you're not leaning against the support of the chair and not leaning forward either. Make sure your body is straight, your back is upright. This is the most important thing for meditation. The hands are in the concentration mudra, so you have your right hand on top of the left, the two thumbs are slightly touching, and this rests at your lap. Even though the back is straight, your shoulders are relaxed, and actually your body is flexible. You can easily turn from left to right. The neck is aligned with the spine. You can slightly, very slightly tilt your head forward, not too much. A tip of the ancient masters is to place your tongue towards your upper palate, just behind your upper teeth. This helps to reduce the production of saliva during the meditation. And finally, we don't meditate with the eyes completely closed. We leave them slightly opened, but we don't actually pay attention to what our eyes are seeing. It is the mental consciousness that meditates. So this is for the posture. Out of all these points, pay specific attention to the back, for your body to be upright. Now that we looked at the posture, let us look inwards. Let us look at our motivation. Why are we meditating? We'll try to generate a Mahayana motivation, a motivation of the great vehicle, a motivation of bodhicitta, the mind of awakening. The mind of awakening, or bodhicitta in Sanskrit, is the wish to become awakened in order to benefit all sentient beings. Why do we want to benefit sentient beings? Why do we want to awaken? Sentient beings, since beginningless time, sentient beings, it includes ourselves. Since beginningless time, we have been trapped in the vicious prison of our mind. Since beginningless time, continuously, we have been taking rebirth again and again, without any control. Sometimes born as human, sometimes born as an animal, sometimes born in less pleasant states and realms, sometimes in slightly more pleasant states and realms. But we don't have any choice. We lack freedom to choose if, when, and where we get reborn. But not only that, during our lives, we also lack the control to choose the experiences that we have. It is the karma that we have accumulated in the past that ripens at one point or the other according to the positive karmas we have accumulated in the past. We will experience pleasant experiences. And for example, the very fact that we are born as humans in this life means that in the past we must have accumulated a good amount of virtue. We must have engaged in positive actions. We must have accumulated amazingly positive karma. But even though we have this human life, sometimes we have unpleasant experiences. And these are the results of the negative actions we have accumulated in the past. So when it comes to ourselves, at present, we have this precious human life, which might be balanced in terms of pleasant and unpleasant experiences. Probably most of us have more pleasant than unpleasant experiences, but we can easily see around ourselves people who are suffering from sickness, people who are suffering from poverty. At the moment, there are many people around the world who live in countries that are at war, so we can easily relate to the suffering of others. And how come they experience such great sufferings? It's again because of the negative karma accumulated in the past. And how come we engage in negative karmas? It's because we have this misconception, this innate misconception that ourselves and all phenomena exist truly. They exist from their own side. And especially we have this very strong sense of self, this very strong sense of I. We feel as if our self is so solid. We have this misconception that there is a very solid, truly existing I. And because of this misconception, because we fail to recognize that ourselves and all phenomena actually lack intrinsic existence, it is completely empty of independent, objective existence, because we fail to recognize that we all have this feeling that we are the center of the universe. We all have this feeling that I am more important than others. And because of that, all the other misconceptions come, such as anger, jealousy, pride, attachment, and so on and so forth. And all these misconceptions, all these afflictions, they make us engage in actions that are non-virtuous, in actions that will inevitably result in unpleasant experiences. For example, out of a strong attachment, we might lie, to obtain something. We might even steal something. We might hurt others. We might harm others. And because of these actions, inevitably in the future, these actions, they all leave a karmic imprint on our mental continuum. And because of that, inevitably in the future, we will experience the ripening fruit. We will experience the resultant unpleasant experience. It is one of the characteristics of karma that inevitably whatever action we do has an effect. It's the action of cause and effect, the law of cause and effect. So if we engage in a positive action, positive result, positive, like a pleasant experience. If we engage in a negative action, inevitably unpleasant experience will be the result. So for ourselves and all sentient beings, we must, stop these karmas. And how to do that? Well, first of all, what we call the easiest, the practices to do at the beginning is to refrain, of course, from engaging in negative actions. But unless we eliminate our afflictions, inevitably, at some point we will be reborn, for example, as an animal, and then if we are in the wilderness, for example, we won't have choice. Just to feed ourselves, we will have to engage in negative karmas by killing other animals, for example. So we need to eliminate our afflictions from the root, and then we will be able to, control our rebirths, control our experiences, and have a total control on our minds. So how do we do that? The first thing is that we need to generate a strong sense of bodhicitta, or at least renunciation. Renunciation is the wish to be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. It's a wish to achieve nirvana, to escape the prison of our mind that is called samsara. And greater than that is the wish to achieve full awakening, to become a Buddha. So we don't only eliminate our afflictions, but we also eliminate all our cognitive obscurations in order to achieve the state of full awakening, the state of omniscience, the state of a Buddha, in order to also be able to guide all sentient beings, in order to be able to teach sentient beings, to lead sentient beings out of suffering. So let us try to recognize around us how sentient beings are suffering greatly. Some human beings we know suffering of poverty, sickness, living in countries at war, and so on and so forth. We can see also the animals in the wilderness, how they are living in constant fear of being eaten by other animals. We can also see, the animals that humans consider as food, how they are treated, how they are raised and later sent to the slaughterhouse. Can you imagine the suffering? And we can also infer, the other realms that we cannot see with our own eyes, such as the hungry ghost realms, the hell realms, how intense the suffering must be there. So let us try to generate a sense of compassion for ourselves and all sentient beings, thinking, may all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. And then we try to generate a sense of responsibility. I myself will free all sentient beings from suffering and the causes of suffering. I'm taking this responsibility because I have at present this precious human life where I have all my physical, mental capacities, and on top of that, I live on a planet. I live at a time where the Buddha has appeared 2,500 years ago. His teachings are still very much available today, especially in this era with internet. Just one click and we can listen to the teachings of the Buddha. We can contemplate, study the teachings of the Buddha that are taught by so many of the Buddha's followers, such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So many teachings available. So there are many followers, there are many practitioners, and there are many people who are supporting the followers and the practitioners of the Buddha. So therefore, I have this responsibility to make the most out of this life. I have this responsibility in this life to work on my mind, to transform my mind, to eliminate my afflictions, my cognitive obscurations. Because all sentient beings who in the past benefited me so much, at present, they don't have these conditions. So it is my duty, it is my responsibility to make this work on my mind in order to help them, in order to become a Buddha, to be able to guide them unmistakably, to be able to guide them perfectly. So let us try to generate this most beautiful mind of bodhicitta, this most beautiful aspiration, thinking, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Try to generate this most beautiful mind for this session today. And especially when we do Shamatha, calm abiding meditation, what we are training in is we are trying to develop our mental factors of introspection and mindfulness, which are really required. We need a proper concentration. We need to have sharp mindfulness and introspection, even just to realize bodhicitta, for bodhicitta to become spontaneous, for bodhicitta to become uncontrived, as well as later on to realize emptiness directly. We need this sharp concentration. We need the stability. We need the clarity of the mind in order to realize, in order to meditate properly. So this is what we are doing in this session. So now that we looked at our motivation, remember the body posture. Most important is for the body to be upright. The second thing we look at is our object of meditation. What are we actually meditating on? If you're familiar with Shamatha, I would recommend that you keep the same object in your different sessions. So you can take the object you're familiar with. If you don't have an object that you're familiar with, I would recommend that you meditate on the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils. And throughout the meditation, try to remain focused on the breathing sensation there at the entrance of the nostrils. Then the most important thing for this meditation is to identify the errors of meditation. So basically, especially as beginners, we lose our object of focus. We get distracted a lot. And there are two main ways we get distracted. The first one is with mental excitement. Basically, we are distracted with thoughts, for example, thinking about the past, thinking about the future, what I will do later this morning or lunch, what I did yesterday, and so on and so forth. And the second way we get distracted, the second way we lose our object is with mental laxity, also called lethargy or dullness. So basically here we don't put enough application in our meditation, and the mind starts to sink, kind of fall asleep, and therefore we also lose our object of meditation. So these are the two errors of meditation that we need to identify. And the final instruction is that there are two antidotes to counteract these two errors. The first one is called introspection, also called alertness. So while your main mind, is focusing on your object of meditation, for example, the breathing sensation at the entrance of the nostrils, in the background, there is a small part of your mind that is checking. Am I meditating? Am I concentrated on my object of meditation? This is alertness. And when this alertness or introspection notices that the mind has wandered, that the mind is distracted with either laxity or excitement, then we make use of the second antidote, which is which is mindfulness. And the role of mindfulness is to bring the mind back onto the object of meditation and make sure it stays there on the object. So we will do this meditation for about 10 minutes. gently come out of the meditation. And we can dedicate the merits that we have accumulated by trying to develop of our mental factors of introspection and mindfulness, so that we may soon, very soon, become fully awakened Buddhas in order to benefit all sentient beings unmistakably without leaving any single being aside. Due to all the merits that we have accumulated in the 3 times, may we soon, very soon, be able to realize, to achieve, to develop the spontaneous awakening mind of bodhicitta. And may our compassion increase, our compassion and our bodhicitta increase. And may whatever we have already developed never decline but increase forevermore. May also the wisdom of emptiness that we have not realized yet be realized soon, and may whatever we have realized already never diminish but increase forevermore. Due to all the merits that we have accumulated, may all our lamas have long and healthy lives, and in particular His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May he live very long and healthy, and may he continue to teach us the holy Dharma of Buddha Shakyamuni for a very long time. Due to all our merits, may we have the fortune to soon find the unmistaken reincarnation of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, so that Rinpoche may continue to guide us and lead the organization. Finally, due to all the 3 times merits of all Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, sentient beings, may all the wars that are happening around the world immediately come to an end. May there be no new wars, may there be no famine, may there be no epidemic, may there be no natural disasters, catastrophes of the elements. May peace and harmony prevail in everyone's hearts and lives. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.